Skipped the day. Had a couple things I had to do. We're getting down to the wire. So, I'm going to get some stuff ready. And I got to put this front end on. And then I'm going to spin this thing around and put the rear end on. This morning, I'm just going to work on fabricating the front end. Alright, yeah, it'll be fine. Alright. We're going to get started. I got to hit record on my recording device. And then it's going to be time to put the front end on. Listen, follow along, ask questions while you're here. Whatever. This bench is becoming a mess. Okay. A couple things real quick. I have to go through all this crap and start tossing shit that I don't need. Let's get to that point again. All right, we're at that point now where I have to start attaching things that are important. Give me those whole things. Let me try that again. All right, so we're at the point now where I have to start actually putting the axles on. And of course, I'm gonna work on the front first. This is where things get more complicated because this front axle has to go on as square as humanly possible. I don't have any special tools, so we're going to do this what we would call the old-fashioned way. So typically, a front axle will have some sort of 3-link or 4-link system in order to keep the axle from tilting or turning or anything like that. This is a much simpler build. I could make a 4-link system, but we're spending a good chunk of change on heim joints and stuff like that. So, to save money, because I am running close, what I am going to do is I am going to use what's left of my front control arms here. I'm going to take 2 of these, this one here and the same one on the other one, and I'll be able to put them so they're on there like that. I just have to make sure both of them are exactly the same size and both of them are at the exactly the same angle. That's the hard part. Oh, fucking crazy fucking bird. So I'm gonna put mine. Oh, just gonna pin it for now. I don't need it to be anything specific. Shut up. Let me just cut off the ones that I need. Like I said, I need to make sure I use the same ones, and I make sure I cut them identical. So these are both in pretty good shape. Oh, God. So I'm going to use these. Coraline, hi. You're driving me insane. I can't put you outside yet, but I'm getting very close. Yep, we're going outside. All right, now I've had enough. I'll be right back. Can you just please shut the fuck up? You're going out in the rain. You're an ass. Some days they're nice and quiet. Other days, like, they really piss me off. Okay. Oh, you're funny, haha. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm back now. All right. As I was saying, the thing is that I have to get this. So the difficult part of this is that I have to get these as square as I can to make sure that this front end is as square as it can be. So I'm going to level this side and cut this side so it matches this. This is where things get a little complicated because, in my opinion, the front axle is one of the most important ones to get right. Oh, I gotta. I knew I was gonna have some movement with that. Socket, wherever that went. There she is. Tighten this vise back into its hole. We're getting somewhere. All right. Good enough for now. It's a lot more rigid. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, I figured that was going to change. So, first I got to level this way. This is where things get long and complicated because it takes me forever to do this little stuff. And then I've also got a level this way. Pretty close. Too much. There we go. So now I'm going to draw a parallel line right along this piece. And I'm going to have to cut it. Not all far away. We're not far off at all. Alright, we're a little far off. We'll follow up best I can. We're hand fitting this stuff, so it's going to be as close as I can possibly get by hand using the bandsaw, and then I'll use my grinding wheel or flat disc to get it even-ish. I think I did pretty good. We're going to check it. We're going to do one piece at a time. I am very, very close. That is very close. pretty good right there. That's all I needed. Okay. And then we're going to do the same exact thing to this one. I want to make sure my sizing is not even close to the same. All right. So I got to mark a couple things here. Number one, I've got to measure, make sure that I'm cutting them to be the same size. That's the first order of business. This is actually kind of stressful. From the back side, I've got 7, almost exactly 7 inches, with 7 1/8 to the edge of that. What do I have here? Yeah, 7 3/4. Okay. So I need to measure with something a little bit more rigid than a tape measure. I don't know how many times I've said this already, but one of these things, definitely worth getting. Because in situations like, exactly like this. I need to go 7 1/8 inches from the very edge, tip of this. Don't you move. There. Okay, like that. I'm going to do a rough cut. I'll do a rough cut first to get that close. Hopefully I didn't screw that up. Oh, beautiful. Oh, thank God. So it's exactly 7 1/8 inches from here to here, which is exactly what the other one is. Now, I'm going to do the same thing. Level this up. And then I'll be able to draw a straight line knowing that the backside is exactly where I need to be, and make sure my slope is square. That's hot. Ooh, too far. Light tap. That's good. Okay, down a little more. Delicate work, I say. You know, the old saying goes, close enough, we're not building a watch. Well, in this case, I gotta make sure this is close enough. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, that's very close. I can probably grind that. Oh, I can definitely grind that. But luckily, I didn't overdo it. That slope is actually so close that I should be able to grind it to where I need it to go. It ain't gonna take very much. Literally, that's it. That was a pretty good guess. Not a lot. All right, so theoretically speaking, everything should be of identical size, at least as close as I can humanly get. Let's test that for you. Certainly looks like it. We got one that's a tad longer than the other. Why is that one a tad longer than this one? I thought that looked strange. Oh. So it's the outer joints that are actually not exactly the same. Huh. Well, I think I can get it. I think. The only thing I gotta do now is I gotta mark where I want these things. I can go as wide as 19 inches. Okay, that's easy. So I will set this up in my vise. That was close. All right, so now I gotta make sure that this thing, when I put it in the vise, this has to be as level as I can get it. Now, like I said, typically speaking, you use a 4-link system in order to keep this front end level as it's, you would have 4 pivot points. So you would keep this as level as you could when it travels up. But I'm not putting a lot of suspension travel on this, number 1. But also number 2, it's a freaking go-kart. And money's a little tight for this build, so. Stay there, level. How's this look? I'm not so concerned about that. Yeah, that's well, but I'm not really all that concerned about that right now. So, the other thing I need to do too is, where do I want this? I would like this I would like this to be about 2 to 3 inches higher. Oh, I didn't think about that part. Oh yes, no, we're good. Right? Yeah, no, that's exactly where I want it. Okay. Because even if I put this back a little bit, that's okay. Alright, yeah, yep. Is that right? Oh boy, I guess I better mock it up and see where exactly I want this, because I wanted it to sit right here. But we might be running out of space. Okay. I wish I had something I could put it up a little higher on. Anyways, I can actually lower this a little bit because I do want it to rake out a little bit. All right, well, I'm not worried about that right now. So this is about where I want it to sit, which would be directly under this. So if I put these on, they're gonna come. Oh, all right, well, new problem. I gotta grind out the inside there. Not a big deal. That's not a big deal either. You know what? Oh, shoot, man. I didn't think about that. Oh, how long do I want them to be? So in reality, I want them to be about 5.5 inches. Because this is 5 inches, and right there is 6. Yeah. I want them to be 5.5 inches, not 7. All right, I can fix that. We've done 6. Yeah, I think I can do 6. New plan. New plan. And of course, by the time I get this set up, I'm not going to be able to weld it today. It's alright. We still have it set up tomorrow. New plan. So I measured it out. I need 6 inches. I need these things to be 6 inches long. Now I got it marked, but I need to make sure that when I cut this angle, I cut it to the right side, to the right angle. And I need to match what this is here. So I can take my angle finder, hopefully, and get an idea here. I've got something that I can't cut. 58 degrees. So it's, the inverse is 32. So I need to cut a 32-degree angle on that at my little 6-inch mark right there. Oops. Cut it right there. I need a little piece. Alright. Hopefully I don't hurt myself. Ended up with 5 3/4 inches after the take up of all that shit. Awesome. we end up with the same size. Oh, that's a lot of sawdust. End up with the same size pieces. One of them. This is a more accurate representation. One of them is a little too long. I could fix that. This one's a little too long. By literally a blade width. All right. So I cannot safely cut that. Battery's dead. You know, people bag on the new Craftsman tools. For the price, I don't think they're that bad. It'd be nice if they would charge. There we go. That's pretty good. I ain't gonna get much closer than that by hand. This battery's dead too? Oh yeah, that one's very dead. All right. Look and see real quick. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's exactly where I would want it. Good. Well, actually, it's not exactly where I want it, but that's all right. All right. Next problem. All right. So to make it easier on myself, we'll cope it or notch it, whatever you want to call it. This is where things get fun. Oh, I gotta go this way. So, of course, I don't have my angle finding level with me. Matter of fact, I don't know where the hell it is. Oh wait, I think I do know where it is. Let me go get it. Time. We're close. Well, I have a level, but I can't for the life of me figure out where that digital angle finder is. No matter. We'll come over here. Oh no, I'm an idiot. I gotta take this out. There. I gotta. I'm so bad at losing tools that I think I lose more tools than I actually have. I had a little Allen wrench that was for this. I need to put this at 58 degrees. Which is right there. $58. That should match my cut as well. Oh yeah, it matches beautifully. All right, so I'll put this. I'll cut as little as I feel like I have to. That's going to be about it. I'll level this up the best way I know how. Eyeball. Throw my electric drill on there, or my battery powered drill. Crap. There she be. My battery I got, because I know I'm going to kill it. What the hell are you looking at? There goes nothing. Oh, here goes something. Yeah, that's good. a good notch right there. Look at that. Pretty happy with that. All right. I just got to make sure that this next one is in the exact same spot. Right at 5.5. Exactly what I planned on. But to do it, yeah. Yes, sir. All right, I do not have the time I need to get this done properly, but we're gonna do it anyways. We have a notch. Let's see. the same. Not exactly. What I did wrong? No. How far off? Oh. What the hell? False alarm. False alarm. Never mind. They're identical. So, with the time that I have left for the next few minutes, take this. This is the back side. I need to find out. Ooh, shit. What I would really like to do is get these tacked up like right now. I'm not sure it's possible, but these are gonna sit right like that, and this one's gonna sit right like that. Oh yeah, I got a difference in height. I need to get a bar that goes right through here to keep them the same. Because the biggest thing about these bushings is that you can ruin them really quick if you've got pressure on one side and pressure on the other. That's not enough. I got a bar somewhere. Ah, right there. I forget what size I got. What size is this? This is too small. Oh, yeah, it's way too small. No, this can get close. So at least give me an idea as to where we're. Ah. Oh. Oh, alright. That's not bad. I can do that. I can manage with that. Alright. So we're off by a tad bit, which one side will get a little bit more space than the other. And I'm kind of out of time today, so that's going to be it. No, fuck. I'm just glad it's going to fit good. I'm just glad I got them cut, because that means tomorrow's going to be a whole bunch of welding. Alright, that's off. That's off. That'll turn off. Alright, everybody on the live, that is it for today. Not as much of a turnout this time as I've had the other times. That's alright. Thank you for watching. I have to get to my real job. Watching. Stay tuned, because tomorrow morning I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to actually weld that stuff in. I've also got to make some brackets for that, but I'll see you later.